When the call came, it didn't sound real. It was late afternoon. The sky was clear. Their parents had left early that morning, promising to be back before nightfall. The children, Shola and Morenike, were used to promises kept. So when a neighbor knocked instead, voice shaken, words stumbling over each other, it took time for the meaning to settle. There had been a crash on the highway. No survivors. Shola was 12. Morenike was 9. They didn't cry immediately, they just stood there, waiting for someone to correct the mistake. No one did. The funeral passed in a blur of black clothes and murmured condolences. People spoke kindly, but kindness doesn't last long when responsibility arrives. Afterwards, decisions were made around them. Who would take them in? Who had space? Who could manage? They were sent to stay with relatives in a house that was already full, not just of people but of resentments. At first, it was subtle: extra showers, smaller portions, sharper words. You should be grateful, their aunt said, whenever Morenike asked for anything. We didn't ask for this burden, their uncle muttered when he thought they couldn't hear. Shola learned to stay quiet. Morenike learned to stay small. Their parents' names stopped being spoken. Their laughter stopped being welcomed. Their presence became something to endure. School became a luxury. Fees were forgotten. Uniforms were too expensive. Shola was told he should start helping the family instead. Helping meant working, carrying loads, running errands, standing in the sun longer than his age should allow. Morenike washed plates until her fingers wrinkled, swapped floors that were never clean enough, learned early that tears only made things worse. At night, they whispered to each other about their parents, about the life they used to have, about leaving. The day Morenike was slapped for breaking a cup, something changed. Shola didn't shout. He didn't cry. He packed a small bag at night. They left before dawn. No note, no goodbye. Just two children walking with fear in their stomach and determination in their legs. Life outside was not kind. They slept in places meant for nobody. They ate when they could, worked wherever someone would pay them anything. Shola took jobs meant for men twice his age. Morenike learned to sell things with a voice too confident for her ears. They failed often. They went hungry. They were afraid. But they were together. And that mattered more than comfort. Years passed, slowly, painfully. Shola learned skills: carpentry first, then repair work, then management. He failed, learned, and tried again. Morenike insisted on school. She studied at night after work, borrowed books, asked questions, refused to accept that hardship was her destiny. They pushed each other. When one wanted to quit, the other reminded them they couldn't. Success did not arrive dramatically. It arrived quietly. A steady job, then savings, then a small business, then growth. By the time people began to call them successful, the children they once were felt far away, but not forgotten. One day, years later, Shola and Morenike stood in front of a house they had bought together. Not large, not flashy, but theirs. Inside were photographs, their parents smiling, two children holding hands. They had lost everything once: family, home, security. But they had kept the one thing that mattered most: each other. And that had been enough to build a life no one could take from them. If this story touched you, remember to stay kind always. Like and subscribe and share to grow our growing community.